A lot has been going on with the Eagles and their White House visit, so much so we wanted to bring it on our show. James Jones, you've been to the White House after winning a Super Bowl. Chase,
I
been
did.
to the White House after winning a Super Bowl. When you win a Super Bowl, you get invited to the White House.
On this show, when you won?
Obama.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, it was a long time ago, bro.
Respect.
On this show, have a couple Super Bowl champs.
For me.
For me, too.
Yeah, that's true.
James, let me start with you. You have an issue with Jalen Hurts skipping the White House visit.
I don't. Hurt's a grown man. Last time I checked, this is not mandatory, right? It is not a mandatory visit that you got to go to the White House. Jalen Hurts is not the first one to skip out on the White House. So listen, my dog just got married. He said, listen, man, I'm up and out here. It's honeymoon time. I'm not worried about going to the president, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? He can't do what the wife he can do. So I'm good with that. You know what I mean? You don't want to show up. It is all good. It is not mandatory to go. Everybody has the decision to go. They come in there, hey, who want to go to the White House? Raise your hand. Hey, I'm here, Coach. Boom. Hey, Coach, I ain't going to make it. You know, boom, boom, got this stuff planned. Ain't got no problem with it at all.
Slick, bringing you in and didn't introduce you yet to the show. Obviously, viewers, y'all already know Slick Rick.
Yeah, I did work. I worked in Washington, D.C.
Did you?
For the Washington Post for a year, yeah.
And you've been covering sports at a high level for a long time, both football, both basketball. Obviously, I believe it was the Golden State Warriors 2022. They won. I don't know if they as a team, I don't think they went to the White House. What is your opinion on Jalen Hurts giving the White House visit?
First of all, big points with the wife, right?
Hey, gotta go.
Baby,
Can't make it.
Baby, I picked you over the president.
That's it. That's it.
Man, come on now. You get the opportunity.
Points.
You got to take advantage of that, right?
doubt.
No, hey, look,
That's funny.
we make everything bigger than it should be, and social media does that 3 times over, right? My feeling is that when you are invited to anything, your responsibility is to respond to the invitation. I can make it, I can't make it, whatever it might be. We don't know why he's not there. And so for us to fill in the blanks and to suggest that it's some sort of statement on his part, that's not what Jalen Hurts is doing. Like that, I mean, if he wants to make a statement, make a statement. But he's simply saying, I can't make it. So it troubles me that we want to take everything and make it bigger than it needs to be. This is a ceremonial thing, right? Yeah. It's, to James's point, it's not a mandatory thing.
No.
It's a ceremonial recognition of an accomplishment, and you can choose to take part in it or not. And I can't. I know everybody's going to get worked up about it. I just can't.
I agree. Like, I at this desk didn't get to go to the White House. I never won a Super Bowl. Chase, obviously James, Shady, when he's here, he won a couple Super Bowls. I got no issue with it. I got no issue with Hurts skipping the White House visit for a couple reasons. Number one, I think Hurts is cognizant of the social repercussions of him attending the White House. I think he's also cognizant of the cultural repercussions of him attending the White House. For those that are unaware of the cognition that I'm referring to, Saquon golfing with President Trump, now on social media, they're calling him Slave Quan. Now they're making fun of Saquon Barkley in all of these demeaning ways, you know, calling out his significant other, calling out his partner, calling out all of these things that I believe are not only offensive, but kind of undermining what Saquon Barkley has shown us who he is based upon what has come out of his mouth and all the actions that he has dictated as he's navigated this world. I think Jalen Hurts is just cognizant of that. I have no issue with it because it's a democracy. If you want to go, you go. If you don't want to go, you don't go. It's not a mandate. Again, Chase and James can correct me, but it's not a mandate. It's a democracy. If Jalen Hurts does not want to go, for whatever reason, if there is a scheduling conflict, then he doesn't go. So for me, the people that are making an issue of it, in my mind, truth be told, either way, it's democracy. If you want to go, you can go. The last thing I'll say on this first round about it is this. If you earn the right to get invited to the White House, then you should have a real vehement opinion on it. The Eagles won a Super Bowl. They've earned the right to go to the White House. That's the only reason they have an opinion about if they can go or not, because they've earned the right. They've accomplished something that dictate an invitation. Chase and James accomplished something that mandated an invitation to the White House. Everybody sitting here tweeting, casting all these opinions. Y'all didn't win no Super Bowl. So y'all didn't get invited. So how you going to be mad for who goes and didn't go? Go win a Super Bowl, get invited to the White House, then you say no.
Make your statement.
And then you make your statement. So that's my thought on it.
Look, I think that Jalen Hurts is free to do what he wants to do. I mean, there's no one saying you have to go or you have to do this. Obviously, this started, I think, when James Harrison was the first one to not go in 2006 with the Steelers. And that's fine. You are allowed to choose what you want to do. Regardless of your beliefs, though, in my opinion, I think you should respect the office of the president. And for me, it was a big honor to get to go to the White House in 2010. I remember watching Obama take off on Marine One, the helicopter, out of the South Lawn. I'm like, this might be the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Because you're there, you get to see the Oval Office. And I think everyone that gets invited should go. But you are absolutely entitled to your opinion. It's a ceremonial. They're having a celebration. They'll have a ring ceremony coming up where Jalen Hurts will be there and be able to celebrate with his team. So for me, I have no issue with it at all.
What frustrates me, though, is it's kind of like the venom that is skewed amongst the players based upon the decisions they make. Like, that's what's hard for me. I'm like, Saquon Barkley, by every metric, great father, great partner, great player, great leader. Went golfing. I've never golfed in my life, so I don't know what golfing entails. But like, went golfing, and now people are just
a lot of pain.
Killing this dude, Saquon Barkley. Now, I can understand the why, right? I can understand the why. It's not that I'm ignorant to the why. I'm just like, man, I hate the amount of venom that is occurring for the players who don't go, the Jalen Hurtses, the players who do go, the Saquon Barkleys. I just think, and James, I know you wanted to comment, but I just wanted to suggest that as well.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. You know, with Saquon Barkley, since he's been in the National Football League, and even as a person, you know what I mean, has done everything the right way. But it is the why, you know what I mean? It would be crazy for, you know, a lot of people that's chiming in on this stuff to forget the why, you know what I'm saying? And that's the main thing. And that's why we're having this topic up here right now, because if it was another president or something, would Jalen Hurts go? You know what I'm saying? But who knows what would have happened? Jalen Hurts, Shannon Sharps, the whoever's have always, you know, not went to the White House. So I think it just comes down to the why. That's why this is a big topic. So everybody's filling in the blank with all the whys. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the young fella's a grown man. He has a responsibility to do whatever he wants to do, and it ain't Mando.
For further context, remember the Eagles won the Super Bowl 2017. I was much closer to that team because I was on the Eagles in 2015-16. They didn't go in 2017. That 2017-2018 year, they didn't go.
The whole team didn't go.
Whole team didn't go. They were going to send a small contingent of players. I believe it was 5 to 10. But the President Trump, he was like, no, if everybody's not coming, then just don't come.
Right.
Would you all have preferred it have been an all or nothing affair? Like, should the whole team have moved in unison as one collective group, one collective body, or do y'all think, so if you want to go, you go, if you don't go, you don't?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, if you feel honored and you want the opportunity to see the White House, then you should have the opportunity to experience that. This is the crazy part for me is you win a Super Bowl and then you're placed in this damned if you don't, damned if you don't. Like, oh my God, you know, it's collateral damage as a result of doing something extraordinary. Is now I'm put in this position of I'm going to be criticized one way or the other for what? Because I've been offered an honor and I choose to accept it or not accept it. We shouldn't have to live in a world where you do something great and then you have to suffer consequences for that, regardless of what your position is.
Now, because we do, though, the only thing that I can say I draw issue with, if you will, is Saquon, you can't act ignorant to the repercussions that are awaiting you. Can't act ignorant to that. Like, Saquon put out a tweet, I'm sure you all saw it. You know, I just went out there to play golf. I played golf with Obama. I played golf with President Trump. Like, now I'm going back to my golf game. You can't act ignorant to the cultural repercussions because there are some people who feel very passionately and they will let you know. My book, Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man, it has been banned by the Public Naval Academy based upon those that are in office. Been banned. It's like I have literally faced the repercussions of what is currently going on by our government and society. I understand what's going on, so I'm not going to go on social media and come at Saquon Barkley, but you just can't act ignorant, Saquon. Like, you do have to understand the climate that we're living in. You have to understand the team that you're a part of. You have to understand the era of social media. It doesn't necessarily have to dictate your actions, but don't try to act ignorant to the culture that we're existing
It's also a distinction. I would make a distinction. If you choose to play golf, this one-on-one thing with the president, however it goes, whatever your thinking is a little bit different than your team has been invited and you can or can't make it. I put those in two separate categories. But yeah, you're right. Like, You got to know going in, no matter what you do.
Either way.
You can't pretend to be surprised that they're going to come at you. Either way.
Yeah.
And vice versa. And it's the same with Jalen Hurts. You know, if he comes, like you said, it would have been a bunch of people saying this, saying that, whatever. Believe in what you want to believe in, man. You don't want to go, you don't have to go. It ain't Mando. Smitty didn't go, A.J. Brown didn't go. It doesn't matter. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. Point blank period. It is not mandatory. I don't care who the president is. I don't care what the situation is. If it ain't mandatory, you got a choice. All right, and if you don't want to go, you don't have to go. If you want to go, you go.
Lastly, take us behind the curtain, if you all will, because both of y'all have been invited to the White House as athletes. Only probably 2,000, 3,000 people can suggest that's happened. So, Chase, how does it actually occur? Does Sean Payton walk into the team meeting and say, hey, sign up here if you want to go, text us if you want to go, load the buses? Like, break down, how does it actually occur?
When we won in 2009, obviously we went, I think, in February, March of 2010. And it just, everyone went. It wasn't even a question. It was just like, hey, if you don't want to go, that's fine. But if you do, it wasn't even like talked about like it is now. It was just, oh, yeah, we're just going to go celebrate as a team. Went up there, you fly in the day of. Obviously a private charter, which is really cool. You get up to D.C., you're there, you have lunch in one of the massive rooms. You can't really go to certain parts of the White House. You go to a museum, then you go in, and they have this huge ceremony, this huge room where you're standing on the bleachers. They sometimes do it outside. We did it inside because there was rain. And then you get to meet with the president. You get to talk and just mingle, and it's really cool. It's really interesting. You're not like having deep conversations with them, but you're really there as a team to show the team unity and just sort of a celebration before the ring night, which you have. And then what we got to do was we got to go out on the South Lawn, which we got to see Marine One take off and Obama walk out and take off in Marine One. And what's cool is that Marine One always flies with two other Marine Ones, so you never know which ones he's in. So we see two of them coming in, he goes up and goes away, and it's just a really cool thing. And you get on the flight, you come on back.
Yeah, I remember Coach Mike came into the team meeting. You know what I mean? Here go a list. Put your name down on the list if you're going, Don't sign the list if you're not going. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to raise your hand in the meeting and all that type stuff and say, hey, I ain't going on. Just put your name on the list, right? We know if you're going. We know if you're not going. And everybody went, I think, you know what I mean? And we got there and we celebrated. Everything Chase said, that's
cool.
how it went down.
It's a pretty quick little day, but it's also, it's very, very organized.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.